Hello, dear friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is news time again from this very good channel. Welcome back. How are you all doing? Hope you're good. I pray that God will be with you in your endeavors. Today, we have another update for you. And I want you to, after listening to it, you drop your opinion and suggestions you have so that Biafra will be free. And that's just it. Okay, let's go there.
As we speak, the government of Finland has sent an official letter and statement to the officials, the citizens and followers of the USB movement. Yes, the government of Finland are calling on all USB and its citizens to do one thing for them. In this video, we shall be exposing every single thing you need to know and understand regarding why the government of Finland needs the USB citizens and its supporters to do them a favor. Yes, in this said video, we shall be going through a very interesting and intriguing piece of info and news coming out from the southeastern region of Nigeria. Because as we speak, a man known as Asari Dokobu recently was appointed as the leader of a group domiciled in the southeast and also the south region of Nigeria. So in this video, I shall be exposing how Asari Dokobu has been made a leader in the southeast, and you get to see everything within and understand. Yes, in this third video, we also have a very interesting news and update coming from a state known as Oyo State, Nigeria. Because as we speak, the current governor of that state is running helter-skelter and trying to prevent the Muslim population from creating and building a Sharia court panel in that state. Yes, in this video I shall be exposing and disclosing every single thing you need to know and understand. This is going to be a very interesting update, and I will urge you to watch this video up until the very end. So with all of that being said, let's kickstart this whole video with our very first update. Yes, just like I said previously, a man known as Asari Dokobu has been appointed a leader of a particular group in south and in the southeastern region of Nigeria. So the question here is, what is this group and why was Asari Dokobu appointed? Well, for a better understanding, take a look at this publication showing right now on your screen where it states, just in, Asari Dokobu appointed leader of Muslims in southeast and also the south region of Nigeria. Yes, this said publication also went a step further to claim that the appointment was formally announced during a courtesy visit by the leadership of the Eastern and Southern Nigeria Islamic Council to his palace in Elem, Kalabari, River State. So as you can see, this publication or article is actually very simple to understand and to grasp. It simply means that this man known as Asari Dokobu, a man who over the past couple of years have shown that he can be very ruthless and careless in his form of approach. This is the said man that this Islamic group has made a leader of Muslims in the south and southeastern region of Nigeria. So the question here is, what qualifies this man to be a religious leader in the country? Because as we all know, Asari Dokobu is a man who over the past couple of years have shown series of signs that he can be very violent. Yes, is this the kind of man that should possess or wield a leadership position in a religious body? Well, nobody knows for sure. Anyways, moving on swiftly, let's take a look at our second news and updates we have for you in this video. As we speak, the current governor of Oyo State is currently running helter-skelter because the Islamic population in the state are doing something that he is not so much interested. So the question here is, what's currently happening in Oyo State and why is the governor of that state running helter-skelter? Anyways, for a better and a clearer understanding, take a look at this publication coming from Sahara Reporters, where it states, Oyo State Sharia panel begins citing as Governor Makinde goes to court to challenge legality. As you can see, the current governor of the state, Governor Makinde, doesn't want the Sharia court to exist or the Sharia panel to exist in the state, and that is why he has gone to a court located or situated in that state so as to prevent the Muslim population from having a court in that particular state. But the question here is, why are the people of Oyo State scared of having a Sharia court or a Sharia panel in their own state? Well, this came as a shocker because during the presidential elections held in Nigeria, the people of Oyo State voted the All Progressive Congress massively, and the All Progressive Congress had Bola Ahmed Tinubu as its presidential candidate together with Kashim Shettima as a running mate to Bola Tinubu. These guys floated the Muslim ticket, and the people of Oyo State voted massively for this Mumu ticket. So why are these guys actually scared of a Sharia court and a Sharia panel? They voted the Muslim ticket. So why are they actually scared to have a Muslim court established in their own state? Well, this doesn't make sense. So they said if you want to eat a frog, you should eat a fat and juicy one. Yes, if the people of Oyo State voted the Mumu ticket into power, this guy shouldn't be worried about having an Islamic policies or cult implemented in that state. Anyways, moving on swiftly, let's take a look at our next update we have for you in this particular briefing. As we speak, the portrait of the suspended governor of Rivers State in the person of Siminale Fubara has been removed from the government house. Yes, how did we know? Well, we stumbled on a blurred picture of the government house frontals on the internet, and when we look at the frontals properly, we notice that the portrait of Mr. Sim has been removed. Showing right now on your screen is this particular frontals of the Rivers State government house, and if you look closely, you'll find the portrait of the current president of the federation and the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the right hand side of your screen. We have the coat of arms situated in the center, and we also have the photograph, the portrait of the current administrator of Rivers State situated at the right hand corner of your screen. This clearly shows that Mr. Sim Fubara has been kicked out fully from the government house, and all of his properties, his signatories, his portraits, his files, portfolios, every single thing has been removed from the government house. Yes. Anyways, moving on swiftly, let's take a look at our main event in this particular briefing. Yes, as stated previously, the government of Finland are calling for all USB citizens, supporters and followers to do them a favor. And the question here is, what is this favor? Well, let me explain. The government of Finland published and released a series of phone numbers, not phone numbers of its government officials, not phone numbers of important government institutions, but they published and released phone numbers of officials domiciled in Kilamakoski Correctional Facility, where Mr. Simon is currently being held in. Well, just in case you don't believe me, if you're right now on your screen is this document released by the government of Finland, where it clearly states Kilamakoski prison. And when you look closely, you will find the phone numbers of different officers domiciled in that prison. You also have a particular mail address, just in case you want to mail any item, you want to send a message to any inmate in that correctional facility. They have a mailing address. Yes, and even if you want to send parcels, they also have an address meant for inmates, just in case you want to send them any parcels. And there's also an email address attached to this document, just in case you want to reach out to any officer or any administrator attached to this particular correctional facility in Kilamakoski. So the question here is, why is the government of Finland asking USB supporters, citizens and followers to reach out to its prison wardens? Well, as we speak, nobody knows for sure. Yes, we can't actually interpret what is currently going on here. And that is not even all. The government also released a link, just in case you want to have a video call conversation with any image. So right now on your screen is this particular part of this document. As you can see, it states video calls. In Kilamakoski Correctional Facility, video calls are arranged using video visits. Also went a step further to claim that prisoners must apply to the prison for permission and inform the people they want to communicate with of the time determined by the prison when they can call the prisoner. So as you can see, these guys have made provisions for individuals domiciled under the USB to call in an inmate. Well, what is currently going on here? This doesn't sit well with me, because when you take a look at this publication, this is too detailed for the general public. Yes, this is too detailed. Having series of phone numbers of officers working in the correctional facility isn't something that should be published on a public forum on the internet. Also having a mailing address for prisoners, having a address where you can send parcels and all of those stuff isn't something that the government can actually publish on an internet forum. So what do I think is currently going on here? Well, this can actually mean one of two things. It can actually mean that the government of Finland actually wants individuals to call in inmates in that correctional facility and get to know how they're faring and their general well-being. Yes, it is very, very possible. And it can also be a form of trap. This can be a form to collect data from individuals who call into that correctional facility. Yes, take for instance, if you place a call to Mr. Simon, having a series of conversations with him, it is very, very possible that the call probably might be recorded and used against him or used in his favor in the court of law. This can actually be a trap, a way of sourcing and getting info and data from the general public. So as we speak, I will not advise any individual to place a call or to send any item using any of this link attached here, because this probably, like I said, might be a trap or a way of collecting data and information. Yes, that is what we think is currently playing on here at this particular point in time.